as a fan base entitled to playoff runs.
And there's some, and I was an entitled beat writer. I planned every year for the playoffs. I expected them to win a game or two, depending upon if they got the most important number one seed in NFL history. Now, was I blindsided by them losing at home to the 49ers when I thought the Packers were clearly the better team in 2021? And had beaten them during the regular season, if I recall.
Yeah. Pour me in, coach.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. It's been a while since I heard that, by the way. So I feel an excitement because I don't know what's going to happen. Now, I didn't feel the same excitement last week because I'll be honest, I didn't think they were going to do what they did last week. I thought we were going to be talking about how believe me, I listen to you a lot. I don't always believe you, but as it turns out, you were right once again. Because everybody loves agreeing with Tausch. But they surprised me last week. I thought they were going to give it a hell of a run, and they were going to lose a close game. That's what I expected. Mm-hmm. And that's not what happened. Instead, they blew out the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. So now I have this feeling of, as you like to quote Kevin Garnett all the time, anything's possible! And I'm really eager for Saturday night's game. And it's kind of a similar feeling to what I had going into the season, where I was really excited for something different. And I thought this is the most fascinated, the most intrigued, the most excited I've been for a season because I don't know what's lurking around the corner. Now, did that excitement fade when they were 2-5? And I had colleagues, not me, but colleagues, talking about how they can't wait to write stories about the Packers have the number 2 overall pick, and are they going to pick a new quarterback, or are they going to stick with Jordan Love? Instead, it's our ESPN Chicago teammates that have that conversation about Justin Fields.
Was it Domofsky?
That wasn't. It was not Rob Domofsky, actually. He's been through enough. I'm not going to tell you who it was. But the bottom line is there is an anticipation for this game that I feel.
Okay.
I'm not going. I'll be watching it. I'm not going to San Francisco, but I am excited for this game. And that's a fun feeling. Now, do I think they're going to win? I don't.
I don't think you think that, no.
No, but I didn't think they were going to win last week, and they did, so that's not in any way a kiss of death on them. Maybe if I picked them, it would be the kiss of death.
Cod.
But
Cod.
Are we gonna we're into acronyms again. Tight jeans plumbing. TJP.
So you're excited about the game. You're looking forward to it.
Eager for it. I wish they were playing tonight.
But you still don't care. You still don't care if they win or lose. And as a fan, I want the Green Bay Packers to go out and bludgeon San Fran.
That's why I said fan-ish, but not a fan. Fan-ish. Well, that's really excited for this game.
Just being excited for the game that's not being a fan.
What do you mean?
It's not fanatical.
It's fan-ish. It's fan-ish.
No, there's nothing fan-ish about it.
Being excited?
Is it fan-ish? Because you're working. No, you're working, so you're going to watch
People
the game.
Don't get excited,
you're excited about the game.
Don't you think like Joe and Troy are excited to call Ravens Texans tomorrow? They're not fans. They're just excited to call a good game.
It's fan-ish to be excited.
They're not fans. No.
No, they hate all the teams that they do except for the Cowboys. Yeah, from what I understand. Okay, well then I guess this didn't pay off very well.
I was thinking you were going to. I thought you were going to say, you know what? For the first time in a while. No. I thought you were going to say, for the first time in a while, I've gotten to know this young group, this upstart, no holds barred, aggressive, fun young team, and I really want the story to continue. So I want them to win. I am really rooting for this team to win. That would be fanish by you. That's
that would be that would be being a fan if you're rooting for the team. That's why. Sure, it would be. I'm rooting for them to win. I'm being a fan.
You're rooting for the story to continue to advance because you can't get enough of what you're doing. Typically, you want, and Domofsky wants, the season to end so you can go on your highfalutin vacations.
Got to go to Cancun.
And your proposals to your wives and things of that nature. Yeah. You guys are always just, I'm just going to report what's happening. But with a fun team that's young and doing things that people didn't expect, if you were really being fanish, you'd say, I really hope they win so we get another game in Detroit or in Tampa. I'm excited for that. That would be fanish.
Okay, so I guess I'm not fanish. Thank you for your help with that.
Objectively, or subjective? Oh, I always get those confused.
Yeah, they're actually opposites. Yeah. So it's important to know which one's which.
Without being a fan, but just observing the 4 NFC playoff teams remaining, the Packers, 49ers, Buccaneers, and Lions, what is the best story for an NFC championship game?
Detroit.
Packers, Lions.
Why?
Because it's a home game then for Detroit with their long-suffering fans. It is two teams that have a long history. I know lopsided though it may have been at times. But Detroit playing for a trip to the Super Bowl, they have never played in a Super Bowl. Their last title was 1957.
Great team that year. They used to give Lombardi fits, right? Back in the 50s?
What was Lombardi's first season as the coach?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
You never asked. I just asked. But be that as it may, that's to me the best matchup. Like the 49ers.
So if you're looking at this in a big picture.
Yeah, Lombardi's first year was 59 as the Packers coach, by the way.
Oh, so he didn't give Lombardi fits. Who was before Lombardi? Who was the coach before Lombardi?
I don't know, but he was with the Giants from 54 to 58, so he would have probably run into Bobby Lane and the Lions in the playoff picture back then.
Okay. Just to remember the Lions gave Vince
Lombardi fits. Yeah.
The best storyline, if you're just taking all of it out of the equation, is the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
I mean, they haven't won jack in forever. Finally, I mean, they're hanging division title deals. So that, I think, nationally, if the NFL could pick right now from a standpoint of we just want the best storylines, it's going to be Buffalo-Detroit. That's what they'd love to see happen. They want Pat Mahomes in it. They'd love to see – I don't think they really want Baltimore-San Fran. And one of the things we forget, everybody raves about Kyle Shanahan, and everybody raves about San Francisco and all these – since 96 – the Green Bay Packers have been in 8 NFC Championship games. San Francisco's been in 7. Philly's been in 7. San Francisco has 0 championships, correct? Am I wrong?
No.
They haven't won since Steve Young beat the Chargers in 95.
You are correct, sir.
That's when I was in high school, man. It's 30 years, bro.
You're hung up on some team from when Tausch was in high school, man.
No, it's such a funny narrative to me because everybody, Green Bay don't have this and this and because of the quarterback play. But Dallas Cowboys get crushed because they haven't won since Barry Switzer. Guess what? Their championship's been more recent than the San Francisco 49ers championship.
49ers, though, have been to, 2 Super Bowls in the interim, and the Cowboys haven't been to any?
For going to a Super Bowl?
Well,
you get a rank for going to the Super Bowl?
I think you get props for going to a Super Bowl.
What does Ron Wolf say? Yeah, you're always about that. It's a fart in the wind is what Ron Wolf said.
Yep.
Jesse's got his plumber pants on, farting in the wind. That's what Jesse's doing.
Ray McClain was the coach right before Vince Lombardi.
Yeah, Scooter McLean, as we like to call him.
Oh, I've never heard of him.
Yeah. Gene Ronzani, Hugh DeVore, Scooter McLean, then Lyle Blackburn for a while, and then Scooter McLean again. And
Grover
then Vince
Cleveland
Lombardi.
did.
He did
2
a little
terms.
Bit. Well, he was kind of an interim coach when they got rid of Ronzani. Correct. All right. Now that we've... Are there bugs in your office or something? Or you look like you were swatting. But it was behind the...
No,
it was behind that... oh, okay. Well, it's because that
the ball
section of your video is still covered by the wall that just comes out of nowhere.
There's a theory that it's a mirror. Is it a mirror?
Maybe. I like that there's theories. Mirror. Maybe.
Yeah. Mirror ball, wrecking ball.
I'm going to see if Rob Reiner and Soledad O'Brien can come and dissect this like they did JFK, and we'll do a little pod.
So have you listened to the entirety of that? Have you listened to the entirety of that before we move on?
Yeah, they did the whole, like it's 1980s TV. We're going to only release 1 episode every week. Listen, Get over yourselves. Put out the thing. Let
They
me
do
binge.
that on Amazon Prime and Netflix and Apple TV and like all the streaming services.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
You know the funny part of that whole thing is, and I'm not going to go on my Peacock that whole deal again. I'm not sure.
That's too bad.
But
I'm
this
so
whole
disappointed.
thing, we all thought that all this digitalization of everything was going to be so awesome. Oh, Netflix puts out House of Cards. You get to watch every episode in a one day if you want, and that was the big draw to it. And what they're doing, and everybody is, I got to wait a week to watch the Friends reunion, or I gotta do this, I gotta tape this. Oh, it's so great that everything is here for you. And cable, it's such a big bundle, you're not using all this. And now what they're doing is the exact same thing that the old TV networks did back in the day. They're making you wait, they're dragging it out, and they're going backwards because they got you hooked. And we're idiots for falling for the trick. We are fish that are looking at it and we're saying, this is going to be different. This is going to be a whole different deal. And you know what? We're biting the hook and we're getting pulled into the boat just like we did with big cable. And we're idiots for doing it. And we deserve to be filleted. We deserve to be flambéed. We deserve to be a part of the big fish fry that is big tech. Thank you for your time. I yield back to you.
I just wanted to confirm something so we can move on. You do have cable still, right?
I do. Yes.
And as I told you, since I think we have the same cable system, you get Peacock included for it's like a light version, but it allows you to watch.
I just told you I don't want to
the
talk
games.
Peacock. I told you I don't want to watch.
I understand,
Peacock.
but you're comparing this to the '80s, man. When if I missed Murder She Wrote because Kelly Call didn't let me know when it was on. They weren't rerunning it. I either had to remember, like if my VHS tape VCR didn't work properly, I missed it. It was over.
Jason,
now,
you're not understanding.
You can get,
as
I am
happens a
understanding.
lot.
Yeah, you're not understanding.
I don't think you do.
I do.
Do you understand? Jason,
Yes.
podcasting and it's a beautiful thing, right?
No, I understand. They're releasing it to keep you hooked and flambéed and filleted and fried like you do with fish.
You know, you can just wait to watch the show until all the episodes are out.
That was where I was. Thank you, Jesse. You can do it on your own, but if you want if you want to watch,
you guys don't get it. You guys just don't get my point, though. That's the
You
part
don't
that's
get my
You're not
point.
listening. No, you're not listening.
I am
what
listening
point
to
are
you.
you trying to make? That I can get Peacock with cable? Yeah, no blank. I know.
No, Sarah claims she can't. So I'm telling you, that's how I have it. I'm not paying for it. So
Great.
whatever.
Then you didn't watch the game on Peacock the other night.
I did.
No, you had to pay for it.
I didn't.
Why? Oh, I specifically said I don't want to talk about Peacock,
Because
and you keep bringing up Peacock. The point is,
it entertains
Jason,
me.
we thought this new digitalization. Which,
Right. The point, though, that I was trying to make was that at least now, if you miss it in this weekly thing where they release one episode at a time, now you can watch it after you missed it. And unless you taped it, you were screwed, and you would not know who shot JR because you couldn't access it after it ran over the air.
Okay, Jason, they sold us. They did a bait and switch. Netflix and these other tech companies did a bait and switch. Oh, we're giving you all these episodes right away. You can binge. They got you hooked on some binge, and then they pulled it away from you and started going back to the old way they did TV. That is misleading. That's my point, and that's what you guys didn't want to get ridden home on. That's why we're the fish that are getting pulled into the boat, filleted, flambéed, deep fried, sautéed, any other way you want to do
Bludgeoned.
fish.
Diane with a cleaver. Yes, all those things have happened to us.
Do you guys understand that they sold us a bill of goods, and then they're doing something else?
Right, we were making like parallel points. They weren't. I wasn't arguing with your point, but I was pointing out that this is better than the old days because at least if you missed it, you got to see it now, even if you missed it when it finally became available. As opposed to, you wouldn't have known Patrick Duffy was alive and in the shower back then. If you missed it, you missed it. That was it. That was donezo. That's all. But you're right. They have tricked us, jerks. Now,
I don't mind it.
And they collect all your data and sell it. Well, that's another story, too. But.
Let me tell you about Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. I may need their legal representation after I've flambéed and filleted and sautéed and everything else. Look, they're the best. Okay, they are the absolute best. And David has been a good friend to me, but more importantly, he is an outstanding lawyer, and his firm is fantastic. So if you need their type of help with a serious injury that's been caused by an accident, they're the ones to call. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. Go to gruber-law.com to find out more. We will not talk about Peacock next. Whatever we do talk about, you'll find out with us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The Golden Eagles are back in the win column.
And then gives outside right to Cam Jones. Marquette's got 10 to shoot. Step back three. Cam Jones. Good. Oh, baby, that's sweet.
Wow. That was a tough shot.
Cam Jones is back.
On Saturday, it's number 17 Marquette visiting St. John's. Our coverage starts at 10:30 on Saturday morning with Gabe Neitzel and the Marquette Sports Network pregame show. Homer and Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith have the tip set for 11 o'clock on Saturday. 94.5 ESPN, the official home for Marquette basketball.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable. But a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Buthan Kandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at AdventKnows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Ready to conquer the Midwest's premier winter playground? Then start planning a visit to Granite Peak. With over 200 acres of skiable terrain, Granite Peak has something for everyone. From beginners to seasoned pros, park skiers to mogul fanatics, and everything in between. Soar to new heights on their state-of-the-art chairlifts and warm up in the cozy historic chalet with roaring fireplaces and stunning views. A legendary winter adventure begins at Granite Peak. Don't miss out. Visit skigranitepeak.com to book your winter vacation now, and for more information, Granite Peak. Legendary winters, legendary fun.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
The green and gold and playoff football. Are you going to be ready come game time? HD TVs in every room. Check. Green and gold flag out front. Check. Grill ready to fire up. Check. Chips, dips, cheesehead. Check, check, check. Now the real planning begins. A trip to Discount Liquor to complete your own personal playoff party. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Is beer on the menu? We'll set you up with your favorite or recommend something new. We have over 2,000 to choose from. What about liquor? Our variety is unmatched, as is our selection of wine. So if you want it, we've got it. Discount Liquor is your personal playoff party headquarters. Discount Liquor has everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2.
Discount Liquor.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Pewaukee star basketball player Nick Janowski. In a battle of D1 commits last week, Janowski and the Pirates took care of Jaquan Johnson and the Pius Popes in overtime, 84-71. Janowski's squad did not allow a point in overtime. And in the win, the senior Janowski also put up 40 points. He's averaging just over 30 points a game this season. Already committed to play basketball at the next level as well, intending to head to Nebraska to play for the Cornhuskers. A 6'3 guard, Janowski and the Milwaukee Pirates have a couple games on tap this week, taking on New Berlin West and Franklin. Congratulations to this week's Student Athlete of the Week, Nick Janowski, and good luck the rest of the season.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
We can all agree. Maybe not about streaming services. Maybe not about big cable and big tech and big salt. Which, by the way, are we getting the temperatures up?
Good answers on that yesterday?
Yeah, I actually, the folks over at WKOW TV, where our friend Carly Murata is the sports director, they had one of their reporters do a piece on salt and how it works, which was really interesting. Pipe Jim sent it to me. But as I told him, it's not going to satisfy you because nowhere in the story did it say that they are working on a salt, some might say NaCl, some might say NaC1, that would allow it to work at an even lower temperature. So we're still kind of stuck with the chemistry is what the chemistry is. So I did not pass it along because I did not think it was going to help the cause.
It would not have helped. So
what has helped the Packers' cause, professional radio segue, is the offensive line play. Now, maybe I spent too much time around offensive linemen. Less time around Joe Thomas. Isn't he in Germany now coaching?
Ja!
Ja, sehr gut, mein Freund. Sehr gut. But I do spend a lot of time with offensive linemen, and they're great. And they do have an influence on me. There's no doubt about it. Not just when I'm down at that end of the locker room being teased about a girl that I have a crush on. That said, some insight from Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love on what this offensive line has done is here now. Let's start with Matt LaFleur's answer to my question about the offensive line play.
Hey, Matt, when you were going through your post-game speech and talking about everybody that contributed, you got to the offensive line, you pointed out they didn't give up any sacks. I mean, how have you seen that group kind of gel, especially when you think about the fact that you got two second-year guys as your bookends, which was not necessarily the plan going into the year?
Yeah, they've done a great job. I think we've seen growth from them every week. Certainly, they've gone against some pretty formidable fronts throughout the course of the season, and we got another one right in front of us. So we're going to have to continue to show that growth and improvement, and we got a great challenge that lies ahead.
When you talk about how it's not just Jordan, it's all 10 guys around him, how much of them has their improvement corresponded with him being able to do what he's been able to do the last night?
Oh, I think it's big. I think it's been a big reason why he's been able to do what he's been able to do. And one thing we always talk about is it's hard to throw when you're on your back. So for them to keep him clean, I think is and Jordan's done a great job too when it is a little bit dirty or muddy in the pocket of moving around. I thought our backs have done a great job of stepping in there. I can't tell you how many times Aaron Jones saved some potential disasters this last game. So it's always about the collective, though. All 11 doing their job so that each individual can perform at their best.
So that was LaFleur's answer, and you guys, you and Bulaga, during Tackle Talk, had pointed out that is a component of how good Jordan Love has been. Now, that's not to undercut what Jordan Love has done, because he's also made the protection adjustments, like on the touchdown to Wicks. And they could have blocked that up better, frankly, right? The safety comes through 14 untouched, largely. So they haven't been perfect. They're going to have to be really damn good against this front that the 49ers have. So I think that was one of the reasons why I wanted to write this story and ask these questions. Now, here's what Jordan Love had to say about the offensive line.
Jordan, you talked about the challenge these guys are. They're really good up front.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of what your offensive line has allowed you to do the last 9 games, and how good do you feel about what they're doing to keep you clean?
Oh yeah, they've been doing a fantastic job. Stepping up to the challenges, going against obviously some pretty good D-lines. So they've stepped up, kept me clean, and been doing a great job at that. And obviously our run game is executing at a high level right now. So we got all the confidence in the world in those guys, and obviously going against a pretty good D-line again. So it's another test, but that's what we're doing it for, to be able to have these challenges and step up in these big-time moments. But can't say enough, they've been doing a great job.
You always say that if you hear the messaging sound similar, it means the messaging's getting through. In this case, though, I think they're both just telling the same thing because it's the truth about how well the offensive line has played. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, we always were looking for, well, why have things improved? What has it been since that brutal day in the end of October where Packer fans were jeering for a first down with like 3 minutes left in the second quarter? And I've been pretty adamant. Yeah, Aaron Jones being back has helped, but he wasn't back after that.
Right.
It was the O-line play. And I think for as much as we've loved Zach Tom all year, he had one bad game because he was playing on one leg, the Detroit game at Lambeau. Outside of that, he hasn't been perfect, but he's really a good player. He's going to be one of the top tackles moving forward, I think, in this league for a while. Rasheed Walker has grown into his spot. He's gotten a lot better. I still think he's going to have to get a little bit stronger. There's some things that I think you're going to see this weekend. He's going to be tested in a big way, I believe.
Don't get out of balance.
He's up for it, but he has really improved. But to me, where this season turned and where I think everything kind of flipped on its head was when Elton Jenkins was back and he was healthy. Because he is a stud. He has been a stud. He is one of the premier left guards in this league. And when you have somebody that you know and can trust will handle their best players, whether it's Aaron Donald or whoever else is in that interior, the run game and what he's able to do and help guys get up to the next level, he's played really good football, and that has been the turning point for me in watching this group. You have a dog. You have an anchor. And when you have that, you can base a lot of other things. And then Zach Tom has emerged. Obviously, he's a really good player. But you don't think Rasheed is a lot better when he's got Elton Jenkins next to him? And they have consistency, and they grow together, and they learn, hey, watch the stunt. Be ready for this. I'd always walk up with Marco, and we'd say, all right, these are the things that we can get beat on this play. Make sure just to get it into your head. Alert, reminder, be ready. Be ready for this. And just those little reminders and that confidence that I know Elton Jenkins, if it's a slide protection and I'm supposed to sit on the outside armpit and that guy comes inside, I don't have to take a false step. I know Elton's going to be there, and when that looping linebacker comes, instead of me going back inside, I'm going to stay where I'm supposed to be, and I can pick that guy up. Those little things and the confidence that brings, and I think Elton Jenkins deserves a ton of credit because that, to me, where Josh Myers has played better, there's no doubt. Elton Jenkins' reemergence from his injury and being back playing at the level he is, I think is probably one of the biggest reasons why Jordan Love in this offense has been able to take off the way it has.
Right, and real quick, because I want to get to Wonelli, the fact he came back more quickly from the injury than he should have, and he admitted that he wasn't playing well, right? I respect the hell out of him because one of the themes of this season, whether people like it or not, Devondre Campbell, Jair Alexander, one on social media, one in an interview, basically said, look, if I'm not 100%, I can't play. And Elton Jenkins wasn't 100%, and he didn't play well. And he admitted he didn't play well. But he thought him at 70% with a bum knee was better than Royce Newman, no offense to Royce Newman. And he played through it, and then he got on the other side of it and played at the level he has. And you're 1,000% right. It has been a night and day difference in that line. The other guys have improved too. It's not just him.
It's a group effort, but Elton's the leader of that group. And a lot of times, the days with Marco and some of the older vets that I played with, it was always about, look at what these guys are doing. They're grinding, they're practicing, they're doing this stuff, and that sets a tone. When you have a young group, that sets the tone for what's expected and how you need to perform. And Elton's done that, especially the last 10 weeks. He's been fantastic.
And if the Packers' offensive line can play well against this group, against San Francisco, you can take it to the bank that they will be in this game on Sunday. If the line struggles, it's going to be a long day. That's what this San Francisco 49ers defensive line can do to your offensive line. And if you want to be protected from fraud, you want to be protected by the best customer service in the industry, well, then take it to the bank with Associated Bank, especially if you're a Packers fan. They've been the bank of the Packers since the Packers began in 1919. Check out AssociatedBank.com/Packers to find out more about what you get with Packers checking, including 10% off the Packers Pro Shop. Maybe it's time to get that number 74 jersey, Elton Jenkins. Maybe you want to just switch out the nameplate from when it had Aaron Campman's name on it. Whatever you want to do, you'll save 10% at the Packers Pro Shop when you do it. So go to AssociatedBank.com/Packers to find out more. Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my favorite go-to drink. That's Carbless. Carbless is a ready-to-drink, handcrafted vodka and tequila cocktail. Even better, it's 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. And listen to this, less carbonation. This leads to less bloat. I can indulge in something delicious without having that health guilt. Carbless is crafted right here in Wisconsin. It has a flavor for everyone, from black raspberry to cranberry, pineapple and lemon, and my favorite, margarita. Find Carbless online and at a retailer near you. Less is more.
Monster Jam. Massive stunts. All-out racing. Crazy skills. Monster Jam. As big as it gets. The fun begins at the pit party, where you can meet the drivers, get autographs, take pictures, and see the trucks up close. Get your $20 pit party pass at monsterjam.com today. Must have valid event ticket to enter pit party. Restrictions may apply. Rules and activities are subject to change. Visit website for event details. Coming to Fiserv Forum this weekend.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
I'm here with Dr. Rick Papandrea. I hear so much about the subspecialties here at OAW. What does that really mean, and how does that differentiate OAW surgeons from others?
The main difference, I think, for us is a subspecialization that we don't just participate in, but we really embrace. Everybody who's here has done extra training beyond the normal 5 years to have a subspecialty. But we don't just dabble in that subspecialty, we focus in it. So if there's a problem in the group, a patient has an issue that's very specific, a provider might realize that issue needs the attention of that subspecialist. So what we do is we make sure the focus is on the patient, and we get that patient to the provider that has that subspecialty focus. I think a lot of surgeons and providers will have a focus, but they will do it when they can and do it when it's convenient. But for us, it's really the priority.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here to tell you about one of the best purchases I recently made, an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. It's an easy-to-install sauna that is great for a post-workout, travel, or long-day detoxification, and it has a rapid heat-up time. Using Good Health Saunas can also help reduce stress, improve circulation, and make your skin glow. Got an athlete in your family or just someone with an active lifestyle? Infrared saunas are perfect for muscle and tissue recovery as well. Learn more today at goodhealthsaunas.com. goodhealthsaunas.com.
I'm Dr. Jasmine Zapata, Chief Medical Officer for Community Health at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Every year in the U.S., about 21,000 lung cancer deaths are caused by radon, an odorless, tasteless, and colorless gas. 1 in 10 Wisconsin homes has high levels of radon. Does yours? Call 1-888-LOW-RADON or visit lowradon.org to learn more. Test, fix, save a life.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Time now for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
Some unfortunate news for a former ESPN Madison intern. Melvin Gordon, who was on the Baltimore Ravens active roster, has been waived in exchange for Dalvin Cook being added for the Ravens playoff run. It is expected that Melvin Gordon will be added back to the Ravens practice squad. Melvin Gordon was on the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad when they won the Super Bowl last year. How much celebrating does Melvin Gordon get to do if he wins back-to-back Super Bowls as a member of a team's practice squad?
Yeah, I think he could celebrate all he wants. I think he's carried the ball. He's been a part of the team. It's unfortunate because I think with Dalvin Cook, I believe, is taking his spot, right? That's why they made that switch. So hopefully he'll get an opportunity yet to do it, but you know, I think Melvin Gordon is in a position now at the end of his career. He finds winners. He picks winners, or winners pick him. It'd be great for him to go out, if this is his last year, being a part of another winning team.
I like Melvin a lot. I'm happy for him. I wish I hope he gets a ring. Here's my thing. He took a lot of shrapnel, as Tausch would say, for his efforts to try and get a new contract out of the Chargers. He was a visionary, man. He saw this devaluation of running backs coming a mile away. He tried to get out in front of it. And there's a line when Brad Pitt goes to visit the Red Sox in Moneyball where Jesse, you know what I'm talking about. The first one through the door always gets bloody, or through the wall. And that was him.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah. Through the wall. First one through the wall always gets bloody. And he was the one. He sounded the alarm for running backs. And
well, they knew it
didn't
but
work
he
for
actually
him.
did something. Le'Veon Bell did too. Le'Veon Bell saw it. He fought.
He
got
sat out a year, though.
Because he needed to.
And he didn't get paid.
And these guys sacrificed, and they could have taken the easy road and done it. I respect the heck out of what both guys did, even though it probably worked against them in their careers.
Right.
But they tried. And a lot of people sit here and talk. Oh, cash only's going away. Centralized currency, all this stuff.
Peacock.
What are you going to do about it? Well, you have to sacrifice. And are you willing to do it? Most people aren't.
Whoa, Nelly! Moving on before we go down the Peacock rabbit hole again.
I'm sorry. I just couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
Rabbit Hole, the name of a show I watched on Paramount Plus.
How much does that cost a month?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Detroit Lions, who talk trash better? We have C.J. Gardner-Johnson is the corner for the Detroit Lions.
He's a talker.
And Gardner Johnson said of the Buccaneers, this group probably is one of the better groups we've faced all year besides the Tampa group. If you give the Tampa group a good quarterback, that's a great group. So saying Baker Mayfield is not a good quarterback.
You started that, and I was thinking, where's the trash talk? Spoiler alert, right at the end.
Now, Gardner Johnson goes on to say, Evans, Godwin, Russell Gage, that's a great group. I played against them for real. Now, Baker Mayfield responded when asked about that this week, saying, I don't think he's really watched the film because he mentioned Russell Gage. We love Russell. Russell hasn't played a snap all year for us.
Oh, burn.
So who talked better trash, CJ Gardner Johnson or Baker Mayfield's response?
Baker Mayfield's trash talk is better. Baker.
Yeah, I'm not a big...
By the way, Tampa beats Detroit this week, and if Green Bay can find a way, Green Bay's heading to Tampa. ReliaQuest Bowl 2 is what I'm going to call
Electric Boogaloo. We finished each other's sentence
How
again,
close is
damn
that
it.
to Fort Myers?
All right, I'm not...
It's a little further than I'd like, but not bad.
Whoa, Nelly. We got to get out.
How did you not put that picture of me? How'd you not put that?
He's got a lot going on back there.
There we go. Look at that Fort Myers crew. That's my crew.
They're going to the NFC Championship game right there.
Those mountains are blue, and that's my crew.
We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Untethered, unfiltered, and unbothered.
I waited till there was about 5 minutes left in my drive to make that call. I made the call and she said, baby, what's wrong?
Kyle Broston Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, and sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And I said, the explicitive Packers is wrong. That's what's wrong.
Weekdays from 2 to 5, right here on 94.5 ESPN, and subscribe to the show on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Maybe winning is important for Jerry, but not as important as doing it is his way. And I get it. He's a billionaire. He turned the Dallas Cowboys into a $10 billion business from a $200 million investment. I understand it. I get it. He's a wheeler dealer. He's a showman, all of the things. But maybe it's about doing it his way. And even if he doesn't get a championship, as long as he's done it his way, he could be content with that. It ain't about getting the most qualified coaching candidate that can help me win a championship. It's about doing it my way. But here's the other thing I will push back with, Smalls.
Okay.
When we come to the expectations of the Dallas Cowboys, why would I ever think anything with this team is going to change in the postseason if the owner is prioritizing comfort over everything else? Nothing of significance ever came from a comfort zone. Nothing ever grew from a comfort zone.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Nice run. It's great being back out on the mountain. You sort of disappeared for a while. Everything okay?
Between you and me, it was lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah. The doc told me once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone, and that can make it harder to stay in shape. That's why I started taking Nugenix Total T. It's made a huge difference.
Oh, I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
For sure. It's the #1 doctor-recommended testosterone booster. It boosts free and total testosterone levels to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. My wife, my boss, my kids, everyone has noticed the change in me.
Do they still give out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves?
Yes, just send them a text.
Guys, text CHEST to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone brand at GNC and Walmart. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back in shape fast, absolutely free. Text CHEST to 321-321. That's CHEST to 321-321.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey. Riding with you every mile since 1977.
Check out our brand new Hyundai dealership, one of the largest in the Midwest.
Step inside of our state-of-the-art showroom where you can view our new Hyundai models and some of our finest certified pre-owned.
We've also expanded our service center, staffed by our factory-certified technicians.
And right next door, we've started construction on our all-new Genesis of Waukesha dealership.
But we're not just building walls, we're building careers.
So if you're looking for a career with great benefits and opportunity for growth, Boucher is the place for you.
At Boucher, we ride with you every mile.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Got a lot on our plate for tomorrow. We're almost out of time today. Has the Academy's headline been produced? Because I've got Josh and Heartland and Justin and I are collaborating after the show. How do you feel? You said it was going to be sultry. It's caused me to be nervous. Was it as sultry as you thought?
No. It's not as sultry as I thought. It's going to be... It was a challenging voice. My voice was pushed. I'll put it that way.
How did it rise to the occasion? Rise to the occasion!
We shall find out. Tomorrow,
boy!
About 11:15-ish.
Well, I'm not sure what time it'll be.
Or at 9:30 if we have enough that we need to play.
Exactly. Can't wait to see what the 565 Analytics Collective comes up with, and all of our fans on the Digi Only that Tausch will be hosting all by himself
tomorrow.
That's it for us today. We will do it again tomorrow, and you will want to tune in both for headlines and for the preview of Packers 49ers on Saturday night. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Here in Wisconsin, we love our sports year-round, right down to the Packers games in the Lambeau snow. If you want to show your love for the green and gold every day, you got it with Associated Bank's exclusive Packers checking account. A one-of-a-kind debit card, a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop, plus everything you'll score as an Associated Bank customer. Best of all, you'll get a banking partner based right here in the Midwest. Visit AssociatedBank.com/Packers to get started today. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
I'm Christine Lisi. While his boss, head coach Mike McCarthy, is staying put, Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn is scheduled to interview today for the Commanders and Seahawks head coaching jobs. He'll meet with the Chargers tomorrow. Quinn's already spoken with the Titans and Panthers about their vacancies. ESPN's Ed Werder reports if Quinn is not hired elsewhere as a head coach, the Cowboys do expect him to return as McCarthy's DC. Ravens switched up their backfield heading into Saturday's AFC divisional playoff game versus the Texans. 4:30 Eastern, ABC, ESPN, ESPN+. They signed Dalvin Cook to the active roster, waived Melvin Gordon. Baltimore now has Cook, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill as part of their running back rotation. NBA Pacers point guard Tyrese Halliburton hamstring issue listed as questionable tonight against the Kings. Tonight on the NBA on ESPN Radio, we've got Timberwolves and the Grizzlies at 9:30 Eastern.
From the ESPN studios at Pier 17 in the Seaport District of New York City, this is Greeny with Mike Greenberg on ESPN Radio. You can also listen and watch the show on the ESPN app.
Back and better than ever, Greeny presented by Progressive Insurance. Oh, here we go. The news could not be coming more fast nor more furious. We got the coaching carousel spinning, or in some cases stopping in ways we don't understand. We got the potential for 4 classics this weekend. We got Harry Douglas ready to roll. Let's go.
Here we go. Only one place to start.
Breaking news, Mike McCarthy remaining in Dallas.
I think they viewed it as him winning 12 games in 3 straight seasons. And even though there's only one playoff win to show for it, they thought, you know what, we're going to run it back, see if we can make it work.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. The voice of Adam Schefter, who was with us this morning explaining it all on Get Up. Hembo is here. Cam is here. Bubba is back, and our buddy Harry Douglas, good enough to stick around after we wrap up Get Up this morning before he gets ready for his show, Freddie and Harry, weekday afternoons here on ESPN Radio. So for those who were not with us this morning, what is your reaction to the Cowboys' decision to bring Mike McCarthy back for another year?
Definitely not the decision I would have made, and part of the reason why I feel like that, Greeny, is because of the coaching candidate that you have available to you if you're Jerry Jones. When you look at a guy in Bill Belichick who's won 6 Super Bowls, you have a guy in Jim Harbaugh who showed that he's able to do it at the NFL level and also the college level, winning instantly at the NFL level, but also building a program back up to national prominence in the Michigan Wolverines. And then you have a guy also, I believe, in Mike Vrabel, who was able to take a Tennessee Titans team to an AFC championship game, going to New England and beating Bill Belichick and Tom Brady before he departed there, and also going against the number 1 seed in the Baltimore Ravens, all the way up into having a ton of injuries within a season and having a number 1 seed with the Tennessee Titans. So 3 qualified candidates, in my opinion, that Jerry Jones, I thought could have leaned on, that I felt like could have been upgrades at the head coaching position.
So let me get an early appearance from hashtag Bubba today. You normally, we save our visit to Bristol for a little bit into our first hour here, but if it's got a news of this consequence for the Cowboys, we have to hear from our resident Cowboy fan. Bubba, when Shefty first broke that late yesterday, it was, I don't know, probably 7:30, 8 o'clock last night when Shefty broke that. What was the first reaction?
That I was not surprised at all. I literally was texting probably 15 of my friends immediately after the game. They all text me, "Oh, he's gone. Perfect. He'll be gone." I said, "No, Jerry is going to bring him back. He's going to come back next year. I guarantee it." And this is what happened. So I'm not surprised at all, but extremely disappointed and frustrated because it's going to be another wasted year. And it's frustrating because I don't even want to watch the team next year.
And Greeny, it sucks because, you know, I was Dallas getting the number 2 seed. I expected them to be in the NFC Championship game. And, you know, if that would have happened, I would have been able to eat a meatball sub that I've been promising Bubba. But that didn't happen.
Okay. Yes. So, look, here's the thing. The meatball sub, obviously notwithstanding, although who are any of us to scoff at a meatball sub? But here's the other piece of this, is that there were so many ways this could have gone. They got the 2 seed. It fell into their lap like a gift. And this season could have ended in San Francisco with the Cowboys putting up a decent fight, and we would have said that's a success.
100%.
If Detroit had come in there and the two teams, let's say that game had been this coming Sunday, and the two teams put on a classic, and the Cowboys wound up losing a close game, you could talk me into saying they accomplished about what they were capable of. This was a meltdown. This was their worst defeat, and it was the worst blemish on Mike McCarthy because it was so blatantly coaching that let them down first and foremost. They were not prepared. They had no plan for the blitz whatsoever. They had no plan to stop the run whatsoever. Dak Prescott looked shaky. He looked confused. He looked overmatched, whatever term you want to use, overwhelmed from the moment he ran onto the field for the very first time. The Packers said when they won the coin toss, we want the ball. We're going to shove it right down your throat.
Ultimate disrespect.
Immediately and make you like it, and they did it, and the Cowboys didn't have an answer the entire day. That was that was the worst coaching game we will see in the playoffs this year. I cannot believe that anyone could watch that and say, oh, yeah, this is the best answer I have going forward.
Well, a few things when it came to that ball game. Number one, I don't know if you're the Dallas Cowboys, how you think you're going to contend for a Super Bowl. Number one, if you can't rush the football nor stop the run. Before that game, Aaron Jones had 3 straight 100-yard games, like back-to-back. And if the Green Bay Packers were able to be balanced offensively, it was going to be a long day for the Dallas Cowboys. But also, I think the inability to have your team ready. And players got to take a part of accountability as well, because you can't just rely on a coach to get you ready. But at the same time, it's a coach's responsibility to put you in the best positions to be successful on a football field. That did not happen offensively, defensively, nor on special teams. It really didn't. And it was a long day for Dak Prescott. And for him to lose a football game for the second year in a row to a guy who is starting for the first time in his career, in Jordan Love, and then last year in 2022, it was Brock Purdy. It's like everything went wrong for the Dallas Cowboys. I was supposed to be in Dallas this weekend, expecting them to play. Had to cancel the trip.
So Harry has never had a meatball sub, to be clear. He promised Bubba he would try one 2 years ago and hasn't done it yet. I would say that can stay intact for another year. Bubba has not earned forcing a meatball sub on you. The Cowboys would have to earn that for him. Hembo, you said to me the other day, he's going to bring McCarthy back. So you saw this coming. So I guess mine for you is a two-part question. One, why did you know this would happen? And two, do you believe it's the right thing for them to do?
I knew it would happen because this is what Jerry Jones does. Jerry Jones lets Jason Garrett coach the team for 10 years. Jerry Jones lets Mike McCarthy coach the team up until his contract expires because that's what Jerry Jones does. He's a little bit too risk-averse, which is funny to say about Jerry Jones, who who has a reputation that is not deserved. He's most definitely not a risk-averse owner. I think it's the wrong decision. Mike McCarthy is a good coach. I think that's inarguable. 12 wins in 3 consecutive seasons is an achievement. The question is he the right coach? And I think the answer to that question is no. I'll provide you 2 examples. There was once upon a time where the Golden State Warriors had a coach named Mark Jackson who made the playoffs in 2 consecutive seasons, but that wasn't good enough for them. They hired Steve Kerr, and they immediately won the championship and built a dynasty. The same can be said of the Toronto Raptors. Dwayne Casey had 5 straight 48